So in this lesson, we'll be looking at custom navbars. So in the past, we showed you how to create a navbar using the built-in features from Flutterflow, but sometimes you want a bit more customization, so this is why we would create custom navbars. Okay, so let's get going. Here we have a home page, and in the home page you have just a simple column with some text, and now we just want to add a row at the very bottom with a navbar. To do this, the first thing we'll need to do is just wrap the column, so wrap the widget into a stack. And the reason we do this is to be able to add the row at the bottom. So we click and we add another row now. The row's at the top, but as it's in a stack, we can easily bring this row to the bottom. Okay, that's nice. And to add some dimension to a row, we'll need to wrap it into a container. So wrap widget, container, that's nice. And now let's give it the dimensions we want. So to start with, we'll take 95% of the screen, of the width of the screen, and make the height in pixels 60 pixels. Okay, that's nice. And now let's just give it a little bit of padding underneath, just so that it stays a bit higher. Perfect. And also let's just, go back to our container. We'll add some color to it, so alternative. And then let's also just add a little bit of elevation, just a tiny bit, so that it's nice. Okay, so that's the area for a navbar. And now just let's add 3 columns. One of them will be a link or a button to go to the home page. The last one will be a button to go to the profile page. And in middle, let's make a big plus circle for an action that we might need in the app. Okay, so let's just add the 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. They're all spaced to the left, so let's just rearrange it so that they're nicely spaced out. Nice. And now let's start with a middle one and add the plus icon. So we just add an icon, and then this icon, we change it to a plus. Great. We also want it in the center, so let's just bring it to the center of our column, and let's change the size of this icon to, let's say, 40. Okay, that's nice. And let's also change the color of our icon to the primary color. Now let's go to our first button. Let's add the home icon and the home text. So icon, home, let's make it like this. And we'll also add a bit of text underneath that with home. Great. And then we center this all to the middle. Nice. And we do the same for the profile button. So icon, profile, we add some text, profile, and we center it all to the center of a column. Nice. And then finally, we want to link these buttons to the right page, so the home one to the home page and the profile to the profile page. So let's just click on the home column, we add an action, and when we navigate to, and then of course the home page. We also don't want the transition type to be default, we want it to be instant, so let's just change that straight away to instant. Great. And now we do the same but for a profile icon. Add an action, add action, navigate to, and profile, and we set the transition type to instant. Nice. Now let's create this into component. So we take the whole container, right click and convert to component. Let's call this navbar new, create component. Great. Now that we have a component, let's add it to our profile page. So we go to the profile. Let's not forget that the first thing that we'll need to do is wrap a column into a stack, and then now we can just add in the stack a component, a navbar. Nice. So now we can see we have the navbar both in the profile and the home page. The only thing is nothing changes, the navbar doesn't change at all. And what we want is, if it's in the home page, for the home to be selected in purple, and if we're in the profile page, for the profile to be selected in purple. So let's do that. To do that, we go back to the navbar and we add some component parameters as we've done in the past. So let's just add 2 parameters. The first one is home color. We set it as type color. We'll just get the default value now, confirm this. So let's just go to the icon maybe here, and we just copy this color, go back to the navbar, back to the parameters, and we change the default to the color we just got. Great, and we just add another parameter. So the first one was home color and the second one is profile color. We also set this to type color, and then the default is the same as the other one, and that's great. Confirm. So we created 2 component parameters, and now let's link them to the actual icon and the text. So now we have icon home. We can link this to home color, and same for the text. We link it to the home color, and for the profile, the icon, we link it to the profile color, and the profile text, we link it to the profile color. Great. So now let's go back to, let's start with a home page, and we click on a component here, and we change the home color to primary when you're on the home page, and when you're on the profile page, we click on the nav bar and we set a profile color to the primary color. Nice. Let's test this out. So here we have it. We're on our home page. If we select profile, it changes to a profile and changes the color. All nice. And that's it for this lesson.